Hey guys, welcome back to Raw Reflections with Steph. I'm Steph, if you're new here, where we talk about any and everything over here. Y'all, I'm trying to show up authentically me in this season, not trying to be anyone else. And as I have been exploring TikTok, I have been showing up authentically me, like no makeup, just being raw and reflective. And that's naturally who I am. And it got me to thinking as I took another break from YouTube because life is always life and child. And I'm trying to get into my reset mode. And I was like, this would be a great raw, reflective story or, open discussion to do on my YouTube because I have been abandoning her. And it led me to how it is okay to mourn the life that you thought that you would have had. As I think about and as I get closer to 35 in November, I'm like, I would have never thought that 2025 would go this way. Like last year was so different for me. I took a 6-month leadership class. I was in a contracting class for my level 2 cert, and life was moving. Like I was busy. I was doing this. I was doing that. And then 2025 happened. This administration happened. And my world has been turned upside down. And it led me to say to you, if you are a viewer struggling in this time, because so many people are going through a rough time, like over 300,000 Black women have been laid off in 2025. And that's not even including the other demographics of how many people have lost their jobs this year. And it's okay to mourn a life that you thought that you would have had. It's okay to mourn things that you thought you would be doing this year or whatever age you are. And one thing that I have been doing is allowing God to redirect me. It's all about a pivot. It's okay to feel like you are failing, but you're not failing. Because at the end of the day, redirection is for a purpose. And one thing I've realized is with going to church and really tapping back into my Bible is that you are where you are for a purpose, and that God has always made you a promise, and that He will cover you. He will take care of you. And when one door closes, many will multiply and open for you. And I think it's so easy that a lot of people can put on a persona or a front about what they are going through, but I cannot for the life of me do that. And I know some people may feel like, oh, well, I don't want people in my business. But I think when you are expressive about what you are going through, it helps someone else to know that you are not alone in this journey. And that's why I say, you know what, let's open up the conversation on my YouTube, because I already did a video on TikTok about this. And it's like, it is okay to mourn a life that you thought that you would have. Like I would have never thought, if someone told me last year, oh, this is how 2025 is going to go, I'd have been like, you are lying to me, honey. It's okay to mourn a life that you thought that you would have by now and the things that you thought that you would be doing. Like you couldn't have told me, like I said, like I would have thought like I would have been on my way from doing this and doing that. And it's like, I still can't believe it's been 5 months. Time. She flies. And as I started to really think about what I wanted to do with my life, because now that I have this time, honey, I'm like, well, what shall we do? You start thinking about all of the things that you put off, all of the things that you had desires for, your passions. And you're like, you know what? I can like actually focus on that now because I'm not sitting in meetings. I'm not getting beat down by emails. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And guess what? It is okay. It is okay. I'm here to tell you it is okay to mourn and grieve your job, grieve not having kids. If you thought you would have kids at this time, if you thought that you would be married, if you thought that you would be in a long-term relationship, if you thought that you would have lifetime friends, close friends, it is okay to mourn the life that you thought that you would have. And one thing, as I began to think about social media, I miss when things were raw and authentic, where people did not have to show up and put on a front. And as I think about my TikTok, I'm like, that's how I'm going to show up for my YouTube. That's how I'm going to show up for my YouTube. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to have all the most editing in the world. It doesn't have to have graphics or behind the scenes stuff. And it's like, just show up authentically you. And as I think about and mourn a life that I thought, like I said it before, if you've been following me, I gave 17 and a half years to the federal government. And I, for the life of me, would have never thought that my life would be here. And although I'm still in this limbo space with it, the court proceedings, I can still mourn a life that I thought I was supposed to have. Like, you could not have told me, like I said, and that's one thing I had to come to realization, is that sometimes God removes us from something because he's trying to protect us, because he sees what is about to unfold. He sees what these people are doing. And it's so unfortunate that some of us are caught up in this when we didn't choose to vote that way. And you know, one thing that I've said on my TikTok platform is that everybody has a day. We all have a day. And when that day comes, you have to look yourself in the face, and you have to look God in the face and attest to everything that you have done down here. So when I think about that, and I think about how I still continue to show up authentically and still be kind, despite what may be going on in my life, I know that God has a purpose for me, and that one day, I always talk about it. I say, life is like chapters in a book. We're just turning the page. And when I get through this chapter, I'm going to look back on all my content that I've done on TikTok and even here and say, I am so glad I did not give in. I am so glad that I did not allow people that think they are kings to rule my life, that think they have a say so, because God has a say so over your life. And it's okay to mourn who you thought you would be. God is molding you so that way you can become a better version of yourself, so you can shed the things that you once, you know, I always say to myself too, like, sometimes we get so comfortable. You know, we tell ourselves, oh, I can't stand this job. Oh, I wish I was doing this. And now that I think about it, I said, look how God has given me this time to go after the things that I want to do. Use your time wisely, Steph, despite being heartbroken by what is enduring. But it ain't break me. That's the thing. I'm still holding on strong. It has not broken my spirits. I have been the most optimistic that I've ever been, because I've known that God will get me out of this. He always has. I've been through so many things in my life that this is nothing compared to what I have gone through. And you will get through your storms too. Whatever you are mourning, you will get through it. So show up for yourself. Show up for you. Go after the life that you want and plan for yourself. You know, I just started reading this book. This was recommended by Aaron on Demand. I love her. Down, honey. And I was like, you know, why not you? Why not you? I don't care what's going on in your life. You could be broke today and rich tomorrow. You want to know why? Because God has the say so over your life. So mourn her or him. Mourn who you are, but don't stay there. Know that you have purpose. God has given you visions, but focus on that. Figure out what you really want in this world and go after it. Mourn. And guess what? Throw your hands up, like Pat said, shake it off and put it under your feet and stomp on it, because you will continue to rise. You will continue to be better than the version of yourself. That's what I keep saying. God is molding me into something. And when I get there, I can't wait to look back and have this smile of gratitude, because through the storm, I have thanked him along the way. And I know he has my back and he has your back. Well, whoever you believe in, let me add that. But know that life We will all go through storms. You are not exempt from a storm. God wants to see if you have faith of a mustard seed to carry you through and get you through that season. So mourn her and let it go and go after the life that you want. I'm really excited to continue to be raw and reflective on my platform and take you guys through my lens of world. I started my diaries of a laid off Fed. I haven't done episodes, but I'm planning to bring it on here. I got to figure it out. But go after that. That's why I tell myself, Steph, why aren't you doing it? You don't have to be perfect. Just show up. Just show up. All you have to do is show up. You will get better in whatever areas you need. Whether it's my crime videos, whether it's raw and reflective, whatever it is, go after it. And you don't have to just stay here. You can have multiple interests and go after it. So know that. And I hope that this message touched you, because I am not one to hold things in. I am one to try to help someone going through something similar, because I know what it's like to feel down in the dumps, and I know what it's like to feel like you're alone, but you're not alone, and you will get through this season of your life. So follow me along the journey, whatever this journey is, and know that you're not alone, and I'm not alone. We're going to be all right, y'all. We're going to be all right, and trust that doors are opening for you. You got this, okay?